What's up, guys? It's Wally. Today, we're going to be doing some battles with a rental team featuring an Infernal Parade Hisuian Typhlosion. So now that we're into Regulation E and we have the DLC Pokemon, I've noticed that a lot of the Pokemon from like Legends Arceus, minus a couple of the popular ones like Ursaluna, have kind of faded into the background a little bit. But that's not to say that Pokemon like the Hisuian Typhlosion still can't be good. And especially on a team with a lot of statuses, I think Typhlosion with that Infernal Parade could be a really great mechanic. Now, Infernal Parade is a 60 power move, and it is an exclusive move for the Hisuian Typhlosion. But it is, again, like I said, 60 power, 100% accurate. It does have the chance to burn, but also if the Pokemon is statused, it does double the damage. So it's kind of like something like the Barbarage over on Overquill, where it ends up having the chance to poison, but then also does double the damage if that Pokemon is poisoned. So I think Infernal Parade is a really great move to have on there, especially if you have like Grimmsnarl here with that Thunder Wave. And things, again, with the Infernal Parade, you have that chance to burn. With the Freeze Dry and Iron Bundle, you have the chance to freeze, obviously. But there are a lot of other Pokemon that are out there that have the chance to status. A lot of Prankster Pokemon, a lot of really fast Pokemon that get something like Will-O-Wisp, Thunder Wave, or even something like Lamora that has a lot of potential for poison, or the Loyal 3 as well. Typhlosion with the Infernal Parade could be extremely useful. I mean, you get that double damage, plus it's a stab move, so you're going to be getting 120 power on something that's already statused, and again, with the stab move, that's going to boost it up 50% and do a ton of damage. And again, if you do have Tornadus out there and you end up setting Sunny Day, that Heat Wave is going to do a ton of damage as well as being able to benefit Roaring Moon with that Photosynthesis to be able to boost its speed. But again, Typhlosion is really going to be the main Pokemon here, and again, with that Infernal Parade with a couple of the statuses that are out there, I think are going to be really incredible. Now, it does have the Fairy Terra as well as the Terra Blast, which is nice to kind of pull out of your back pocket and catch a couple like Dragon-type Pokemon or Dark-type Pokemon a little bit off guard. So that's extremely nice to have. And of course, with the Fairy Terra, you end up resisting Dark moves, and you end up making like some of those like water moves and ghost moves and things like that end up becoming neutral. So I think it's a really great defensive Terra for Typhlosion specifically. And again, with the Terra Blast, the Fairy Terra Blast, you're going to be able to catch some Pokemon off guard with that. It does have Frisk as the ability, which I know, especially near an open team sheets with like a regional or another tournament, that really isn't helpful because you already know what items they have. But in the closed team sheets and up on the ladder, it's really nice because, especially if you don't necessarily know what item that Pokemon is holding, because it, has a myriad of different items that could potentially hold, or it's a Pokemon you're not used to seeing, you're not quite sure what item it has. It's nice to have Frisk to be able to see what they end up having and which one you actually have to like really worry about off the rip. And of course, it does have safety goggles, which is nice because that avoids any kind of sleep powder, spore, rage powder, and things like that. So Typhlosion is going to be able to hit its target, with the exception, of course, of like a Follow Me. But if there is like a powder move, it's going to be able to ignore that. So I think Typhlosion is going to be really great. And since, again, we do have a lot of statuses on here, I think that Infernal Parade is going to do some really good damage. So we'll get into the battles and see what it can do. But before we do, as always, if you guys are new here, just tapping chat, please make sure to go down and hit the subscribe button. If you guys do enjoy the video, please make sure to drop a like too. And also, just want to send a big thank you out to my buddy Lycan, because he's the one that put this team together and allowed me to use it. But again, excited to see what this thing can do, so let's get into the battles. Well, it looks like we may be staring down some Trick Room here, and potential cheese with the, whatever the explosion would be with Golem there, because I think that turns into electric damage, and that would not be ideal for a lot of this. So, it's a little not good, but we can definitely get around that. Roaring Moon would actually be really, really great here because definitely takes care of plenty of the ghosts. It does resist the electric, and it resists the fire too. So good to go on that. So let's end up starting Roaring Moon, and we're also going to end up going with we're going to go Typhlosion too, because if they end up bringing out Torkoal, they're going to set up the sun for us. So let's go with those guys. Let's also bring Ogerpon. I think Ogerpon's going to be pretty good because of the fact that it resists a lot of this stuff too. Or at least be neutral to a lot of it too. And last but not least, honestly, I'm going to bring Grimmsnarl. Some good fairy moves. We do have some priority with Sucker Punch if they do not have the terrain out. because I did see Indeedee there. But at the very least, we do have, what's the name of that move? Oh boy. Yeah, oh boy. Yeah, what's the name of that move, though? Yeah, there's that Eviolite. Ooh, and the Clear Amulet. Oh, wait, that's us with the Clear Amulet. My bad. But yeah, I'm sorry. With Indeedee, they do have the terrain out there, too. I'm going to try not to worry about that, though. Let's knock off. And, I'm going to go with the Infernal Parade over there, too. I really want to knock them out. That's good for us that they remove Golem. We don't have to worry about that thing at all. There's Snorlax. This might actually be a... what's the word I'm looking for? That's some good damage. Goodbye Eviolite, which means we're going to be able to hit extra hard on this. But yeah, it could potentially be Belly Drum. But there we go. No Trick Room. Perfect. That's a great combo right there, because you have two super effective moves, including the first one, which ends up knocking off the Eviolite. So you instantly reduce their defense and special defense. Let's see, if Eviolite raises everything by 50%, so 1.5, if you take the opposite of that. So you basically be reducing it by a third, which is pretty insane, honestly. Here's what we're going to do is I'm going to actually go for the Stomping Tantrum over there. And I'm going to go for... I know the Heat Wave ain't going to do much, but... I want to see if we can get a status over on Snorlax. Besides, if they don't Terrastalize, that Stomping Tantrum should take out Golem. If they do Terrastalize, it won't, but the Heat Wave then should potentially be... at least neutral. So I think that's not a bad idea. Yeah, so they should be gone here. Or not. My bad. Can we get a burn on something? Thank you. And that's the perfect one to get the burn on, too. Oh. That's what I'm talking about right there. That is perfect. Stomping Tantrum into Moon, not doing too much. High horsepower into there. Dang, thank you, Burns. If it wasn't for the Burns there, dunzo. Alright, now in this case... Honestly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the knockoff. We're going to take out their item. And I'm going to go for the Infernal Parade over there to be able to KO. Because they are status now, so that's going to do double damage. And regardless, they're already in the red, so even if we went Heat Wave or something... Now, even then, I don't think we would have been able to knock out based on how much damage that last one did. So I think that's going to be good. And the good thing, too, is we're going to be knocking them out before they're able to get that explosion move off. So that is the key thing right here. Or they're just going to back out. As long as that's not a normal type, we're good to go. Beautiful. And it's a special attack. Oh, man, that is perfect. That raises our speed. You'll love to see that. Knock off. Get the berry out of there. Nice. Get the Infernal Parade. Oh, look at that damage, too. Oh, the Facade, though. Oof. I'm glad we were able to survive that. That makes me extremely happy. So since the sun's out, not going to worry too much about that. Let's see, knockoff would be 130 plus stab. I say 130 because the, because what is it? It's 50, or an extra 100%. It doubles the damage if they're holding an item. Stomping Tantrum would be 150 because it's super effective. But knockoff, because of the stab, I think would be more. So let's do that over to Torkoal. And let's go for, I can't go for the Infernal Parade, but we can go for the Heat Wave. Good damage. Goodbye Life Orb. And we hit both Heat Waves. Okay, doesn't take Snorlax out, obviously, but definitely takes Torkoal out. That is beautiful. Yeah, they do take out Moon. That's okay, though. Honestly, it did its job. Pretty happy with that. But dang, the two burns on that, fantastic. You love to see that. Snorlax is just weaker by the minute. Now I feel like Ogerpon would just be like a cheat code right there. So let's go with Grimmsnarl. And all we're going to have to do here is Golem comes back out. Best part is we didn't even have to Terrastalize now, did we? That's what you love to see. So let's go with this, the Spirit Break, pardon me, over into Snorlax. And because I want to use Infernal Parade again, let's do that into Golem. I love that animation too. I think that's pretty dope. What a great move too. But honestly, still, if you have other Mons on the team that have the chance for the statuses, like for instance with the Grimmsnarl here, if you went with a Thunder Wave first, that would actually be a really good idea. We might actually do that in the next battle. But either way, still came out on top on that one. Able to get those 2 burns over there, which were actually pretty pivotal, and got the win. Good game. Now this is one where we could actually potentially catch them by surprise if they start Como. Yeah, you know what? We're still gonna. Like I said in the last battle, I really want to try the Grimmsnarl and the Typhlosion thing because I think that Thunder Wave and then going with the Parade is actually a pretty dope combo. So I definitely want to try that. Our biggest worry here is the fact that there is a Watermon along with 2 Rockmons, and that is never ideal. But we do again have the Fairy Terra, which is actually really beneficial. So. Hopefully that'll be a big benefit here. We'll bring Iron Bundle as well. I really do kind of want to set a Tailwind, but I think we'll be alright. Let's go with Roaring Moon in the back as well. That will be a little rough against the Ice and the Fairy, but honestly, if we can eliminate those, because I would imagine one, if not both of them, are going to end up coming out first. So if we can eliminate them before Roaring Moon goes out there, then I think we're going to be pretty golden. Let's see, though. Let's see what they start with. Is that going to be Flutter? Yeah, there they are. There we go. All right, looks like we are going to... Well, let's see. Specs. Ew. And Booster, of course. Yeah, speed heightened. We knew that was going to be an issue. That's okay. Here's what we do: is we're going to go Thunder Wave over into Flutter because we know it's not going to be able to protect. Let's Terra into Fairy. That way we can kind of guarantee that we're not going to get knocked out to a Shadow Ball if for some reason they still outspeed, which I don't think is going to potentially be the case because what's our speed? Because they were not Booster, so they're max 205. 161, and they're just going to be divided by 2. But we do have to worry about a Hydro Pump. So let's do that. Let's go for the Infernal Parade over into Flutter Mane. Let's hope we can hit it. Okay, good. That is us, which means that they're not... Yeah, they're not going to be Terrastalizing any of their Mons. I only say that because both of them would have ended up going first because we haven't done the Thunder Wave yet, so technically they're both faster than us. We'll get that Thunder Wave, that's perfect, and then let's hope that this Infernal Parade does an absolute ton of damage. Please. Yeah, there's the Icy Wind, of course. But we're still going to be okay. I think we still outspeed. We sure do. Boom! Goodbye, Flutter. That's what I'm talking about right there. That is some good damage. And obviously it's super effective, so you have the boost from that as well, but my goodness, you'll love to see that. Yeah, so really I didn't have to Terrastalize there, so that's a little rough, but that's okay. Because again, now I actually feel pretty confident with having Roaring Moon in the back too. And I think we brought the bundle of our own as well, so that's pretty nice too. Does that Intimidate? I'm going to do it again. Although, honestly, at this point, maybe we should actually go Protect. Yeah, we're gonna Protect on this one. It's possible Grimmsnarl goes out here, but I think it's going to be strong enough to be able to survive. Because then we're going to be able to get the Thunder Wave on both Mons, and then we can pick and choose from that perspective. Get that Thunder Wave, that's perfect. With how many Thunder Waves we're doing, I'm really hoping we don't miss one. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself, but that's okay. Perfect. And that's not really going to affect Grimmsnarl because you got priority with the Prankster, and you also have priority with Sucker Punch too. So again, things that we have in the back pocket that are a big help. Nice. Grimmsnarl's got the berry. That's going to be huge. Because thankfully, I shouldn't say thankfully, because screens are always fantastic, don't get me wrong. But thankfully, since this Grimmsnarl does not have the screens, we don't need the light clay, which means we can put it, or they could put a different item on it. And thankfully for us, that was it right there. So let's do that. Honestly, I'm more worried about Bundle, so I'm going to try to take them out first. Plus, Bundle's a really horrid special defender compared to its physical defense. So, fingers crossed. Fine, please. I don't think we're going to outspeed at this point, though. Just got to hope that we can dodge a Rock Slide. Oh, we do go first! Love to see that. Let's go! Alright, I'm kind of questioning why I didn't do this in the first place, but that's okay. And we survive on both. That is incredible. Alright, let's get one more. Alright, now, honestly... Ooh, they have yet to terrestrialize, though. Still gonna go for the Thunder Wave, though. We're going to be okay, I think. Let's go for the Infernal Parade over to Arcanine. Let's try to take them out. Beautiful. I shouldn't say beautiful, because you never want to, miss on a Thunder Wave here, especially when they're going to take us both out with a Rock Slide. But, we get the Infernal Parade first. Can we get the KO? I didn't think so, but still some damn good damage. They have a berry. Just got to hope that they miss on a Rock Slide. On at least one of them. But they don't. And they pick up the double KO, but now we got a good old-fashioned 2-on-2. I would imagine that Como is going to terrestrialize, and if it does, I would imagine it's going to be into Steel. But damn, Typhlosion did some damn good work there. I appreciate the hell out of that. Obviously, we have to go with these two. I'm going to go with the Hydro Pump over there, and I'm going to, despite the fact that I think they're going to terrestrialize into Steel, I'm going to go for the knockoff just so I can get the item off of them. And that should actually, hopefully, make it a little easier for Bundle, too. Ooh, you're going to terrestrialize. Yep. I'm guessing that's going to be Como into Steel. Yep. It's going to be scary. They may go Iron Head, but again, we do have Sash, which is always helpful. Always in the most critical of situations. It's okay. That's huge. Okay, we missed the Hydro Pump, I know, but you know what? It's totally fine. Let's go Hydro one more time, and I think Stomping Tantrum... No, that ain't going to knock out, but you know what? It's still going to be some damn good damage. Hey! Alright, so we knock out Arcanine. That's some good luck right there. Now we're going to be able to get this, and they can only knock out one Mon. Stomping Tantrum. Good damage. Knocks out Bundle, but again, I feel really confident here that we're going to be able to knock out with one more Stomping Tantrum, especially since they don't have the lefties anymore. And we should be able to get the KO and pick up the victory here. It was a hard-fought one after we ended up losing Typhlosion and, what's-its-face, but that's fine. Wow. Oh, please don't have Vacuum Wave. Nice, okay, good. That scared me right there, honestly. We got lucky on that one, to be completely honest with you. That they didn't have, like, a priority move. I'm surprised we didn't end up KOing with that last Stomping Tantrum. But, man, honestly, in the turn before, the miss on the Hydro Pump and the full pair-up offsetted each other. But thankfully, just barely, we came out on top. Good game. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to start Torn, as well as Typhlosion as well. In the back, I think I'll have Roaring Moon. And honestly, we're going to bring Bundle as well. I think that's going to be really good against both the Landorus and the Ogerpon. Because if Ogerpon does not end up terastallizing, then we would have a 4x move with a Freeze Dry over there. This thing did have Freeze Dry, right? Let me look in just a moment. Okay, that's not bad. We are obviously not terastallizing in this first one. Although, honestly... Well, let's see, hold on. Citrus and Specs. Okay, that's going to be a bit of a problem then. Especially if they end up going with a Shadow Ball. Yeah, Bundle is Freeze Dry. So yeah, it would be a 4x move over on Ogerpon if they don't Terastallize, because that's super effective against water. And of course, because it is grass, the ice is going to be super effective there too. But for this, what I think we're going to end up doing is we're going to go for the Tailwind. I think we're going to start off with Heat Wave. Is it possible they cope? I don't think they would end up going Rain Dance here. I think that their play is going to go be going with the Tailwind here, just to make sure that they would end up outspeeding. So it should be double Tailwind. Well, I was wrong. They did go with that Rain Dance, and honestly, you know what? That's a smart idea. If we can get a burn, that would be nice, because the Infernal Parade would end up doing double damage, but we don't. Yeah, they end up going with the Shadow Ball. Yeah, and that is enough. And that's unfortunate. Again, I wasn't sure if they were going to do that in the first one, but maybe we should have ended up starting with the Infernal Parade. But either way, we'll go Roaring Moon now. I think Roaring Moon is going to be able to take that thing out, obviously with like a knockoff. So that should be pretty simple right there. And I think Roaring Moon is going to be fast enough, so I think instead of going... Yeah. Instead of going with a Taunt over there... Although, to be fair, they did not have Mental Herb. And that was the great thing about Frisk, too. So, we actually probably could end up going with a Taunt. Yeah, because then they're not going to be able to outspeed us, so we're going to be totally fine from that perspective. And we'll go for the knockoff. That way they're going to be a little weaker. And also... oh, I don't think they're going to survive this. I was speaking as if they were going to end up terastallizing, but... Perfect. We'll get the knockoff. Dunzo. Perfect. I wish we could have gotten a burn on that first one, but either way, still ended up knocking them out on turn 2, so I think we're all good from that perspective. Choice Specs are gone, thankfully. Not that it matters anymore, but at least we know they're not in play for anyone else. But now the question is, who do they go with next? And are they going to be swapping out Tornadus? Just so they can reset the ability to actually use status moves, because it'll reset the taunt then. But we'll see. They have 2 other Mons. I actually kind of hope they end up going out with a with Ogerpon here. Go Drago, okay. And honestly, that is extremely fair. I can't be upset at that. Ghost. I think we're going to go for the Sunny Day. That's going to boost up... Hold on, let me look at Roaring Moon quickly. Okay, so that would actually proc its speed. I don't know if we necessarily need that right now because we have the Tailwind, and they do not. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go for the Air Slash over into Drago. We could potentially get a, whatchamacallit from them. And I'm going to go for the knockoff over into Tornadus. And that's fair. That's fair. But if we can knock off over into Tornadus and knock them out... No, but that's okay. You know what? We knocked off the Citrus Berry. I'm okay with that. Probably should have went with the Sunny Day because they're going to be able to go for the Bleak Wind Storm now. As long as there's no speed drop. Okay, perfect. And even if there was, we could always end up going with the Sunny Day and re-proc the speed for Roaring Moon. What I think we're going to do, actually, we're going to go for the Air Slash over into Tornadus. And we're going to knock off whatever the heck Regidrago has. I don't know what it is, but we're going to say bye-bye to it right now. Hopefully. And now that I'm noticing, I'm thinking about it, yeah, the person that we're playing, their name is Ryu. They have a Regidrago, so that might actually be my buddy Ryu. So that would actually be pretty cool. Because I know he uses Regidrago quite a bit, and I think he is going to be preparing for... Oh boy. Going to be preparing for, what would that be? San Antonio coming up in a bit. So knock off. That's decent damage. Dragon Fang is gone. That's awesome. Pick up the KO on the Air Slash, which is nice. And I think we're actually going to be able to go Stopping Tantrum on the next one. Oh no, I should have Terastallized. I should have Terastallized there. My bad for not thinking right there. That's totally on me. I was too wrapped up in that potentially being Ryu that I did not think about that. And now we're actually not in a great spot, but definitely still a spot that is potentially winnable here. Okay. So we do have the Ghost. It's okay though. Here's all we have to do. I think we can just go for the Air Slash down there. Yeah, I think the Air Slash would be enough to knock out Ogerpon. And I... Yeah, because honestly, I need Hydro Pump to be able to knock out Regidrago. However, actually, here's what we're going to do. Actually, yeah, I'm still going to go Air Slash, and I'm going to Protect with Bundle here. I only say that because if they go Follow Me when we go for the Hydro Pump, we could be a little SOL. Some good damage. And they did not. Okay. Okay. That's a good thing right there, though. That is a really good thing right there. Nice. Doubled into Bundle. I know you couldn't see the Protect down there or anything like that, but that definitely tried to go into Bundle, thankfully for us. Yeah, I think we're going to go for the Air Slash one more time. And honestly, I know it sounds ridiculous, but that makes it tough because I know Bundle's going first no matter what here. It'll be alright. I think what we're going to end up doing... Let's go for a Freeze Dry over there too. That was a smart call. That was a dumb call on my part for trying to come up with that right away. Okay, that's fine, though. If he has Terra Blast, though, we could be in a little bit of trouble here, though. Okay, Bundle survives. That's really nice. we're going to go for the Air Slash over there again, and I'm going to protect with Bundle again, mainly because I do not want to lose Bundle, and I need to knock out Ogerpon just in case it does have Follow Me. Because the last thing I want to do is heal that thing up at all, at any point. Yeah, I definitely misplayed that last turn, and also that first one with Typhlosion as well. But you know what? Those are in the past, and as long as we pick up a dub here, then all sins are forgiven. Going for the double spiky. We got the Air Slash. Goodbye, Ogerpon. And now it is possible that he just goes for the Torn. Oh, going for the Dragon Energy. Alright, it's half damage, though. Yeah, we're good to go. And I only say half damage because Drago's only at about half HP. And that kind of works the same way that, like, Eruption, Water Spout, and things like that do, where the amount of power that it has is dependent on the HP. So, that's extremely helpful. So, let's go for the Air Slash. Again, we could potentially end up getting a... we could potentially end up getting a... a flinch there. But yeah, I'm going to Terrasilize into water just in case here and go for the Hydro Pump over there. Just gotta hope that we don't miss with the Hydro Pump. And despite the fact that it still has, what, like an 80% accuracy? Let's be honest, it's a coin flip. It's a coin flip. But we actually get the coin flip on our side. Let's go. And it's enough to knock out Drago. Let's go. And even so, I think especially with the Dragon Energy too, with it being -2 or -4 or something like that, and also having as little HP as it did, that Dragon Energy wasn't going to do much. It is possible he had Dragon Pulse as well, but either way, I think we're going to be okay. And again, we have the potential for a couple flinches with the Air Slash, so either way, thankfully for us, came out on top. Good game. So it just goes to show you, even though Infernal Parade only has that 60 power, as long as you have something along with it that creates some statuses, like Grimmsnarl with the Thunder Wave, or even if you wanted to go with a different thing, there are a lot of other prankster Pokemon or really fast Pokemon that have access to like Thunder Wave, to Will-O-Wisp, and even like Lamora with like Mortal Spin, or even being able to set the Toxic Spikes, or now with the Loyal 3 with the Toxic Chain, and all that kind of stuff. You have plenty of opportunities to get some statuses, which means that Typhlosion with the Infernal Parade is going to be able to do 2 times the damage, and be able to take some things out. You guys saw in that battle with the Fluttermane and the Iron Bundle, both of them went down in one hit after they were statused. And that's some pretty damn good damage, especially from something like Typhlosion. And of course you do have Heat Wave, and then that surprise... Fairy Terra Blast as well, just in case you need that in the back pocket. Actually, it would have been nice to take out something like Roaring Moon, as well as like Como-O if it didn't end up Terrastalizing, or things like that too. So again, a lot of really good uses with all the moves here on Typhlosion, and having an ability like Frisk is so great in closed team sheets as well. I know a lot of regionals and tournaments right now are the opens team sheets, which honestly I think is optimal over like the closed team sheet. But if you are in the closed team sheet and up on the ladder like this, honestly, Frisk is a really great ability to be able to see what item your opponents are holding. So something like the Landorus, even though typically you do assume that that thing does have something like a Choice Scarf, you do have the Frisk on there just in case, just to make sure that that's what it is, and not something like an AV, Life Orb, or something like that. So again, I think Typhlosion with all of its moves, plus that ability, I think are really incredible. And that Fairy Terra is really great to be able to resist like a Dark move or something like that. And again, that Fairy Terra Blast, really nice out of, to kind of come out of nowhere, be able to take care of some Dragon-type Pokemon and things like that as well. So again, Typhlosion, even though it is a starter and doesn't necessarily seem like it would be the best Pokemon to put out there, I think that Infernal Parade, especially if you have a lot of statuses on your team, could be a really great move to come in like in the end of the game to be able to clean some things up. But thank you guys so much for watching, and also a big thank you out to my buddy Lycan, because he was the one to put this team together too. But thank you guys again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the battles. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like, and we'll see you guys next time.